right? So we're gonna let Facebook build the audience, let people figure out the Zoom apparatus. And y'all heard it from the man already. We will do our formal introduction here in a second, but y'all heard him. He said you're getting a full presentation, getting a sneak peek behind the scenes, and you're gonna find out how you can get your hands on this deal before anybody else, and that's what I'm excited about, right? Because I like in business, you want to be one of three things, right? You either want to be the first, you want to be the only, or you want to be the best. Guys, you might not believe me, but I'm gonna drop it on you. You might not believe this, but I'm telling you now, you have the opportunity to be all three if you know how to recognize an opportunity that is in your face. So do me a huge favor, go ahead and comment where you're from, who invited you out tonight, today, and what you want to know about credit. And then we'll do our formal introduction. And then I'm just gonna get out of the way, man, and let the man do his thing. So for those of you guys who are on Facebook, go ahead and comment what part of the world you're from, who invited you, and what about, so let me know where you're from. We got Trenton, New Jersey. What about credit? Do you know, or why you're here? What are you trying to figure out? And do you know how to recognize an opportunity when you see one? In business, you want to be the first, you want to be the best, or you want to be the only, right? You're about to get an opportunity to be the only, to get your hands on something that is the best, right? And you're gonna be able to be the first to do it, man. So who else do we have? Let's see. Port St. Lucie, Florida. Good. Who else do we have? Orlando, Florida. Awesome. We got Philly in the house. Where else are we tuning in from today? We got Facebook. My people who are on the actual webinar, don't be shy. Let us know where you're tuning in from, who invited you, and what about credit are you trying to get figured out or get your mind wrapped around today? Let's see, Mojo in Atlanta, but from the Bronx. You gotta let us know from the Bronx. I know credit does a lot, but I am on my second go round trying to repair it. Okay, well, guess what? We gonna help you get it done once and for all. You don't have to keep on that merry-go-round trying to fix it. All right, Dallas in the house. Fix my own credit from Dallas. Okay, cool. Who else do we got? Facebook, don't be shy. Let us know where you're from, man. Who invited you? And what about credit are you trying to figure out so that we can help you? St. Louis, Missouri, Ariel, all right. Let's see, who else? Austin, Texas, in the house. Illinois, in the house. Good. So we are 5 minutes after the hour, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Denison, Texas, in the house. All right, awesome. Let's see, who else? Deborah out of Atlanta. Okay, awesome. Donna out of Atlanta. Good deal. Keep them comments coming, man. Keep them coming. We got Columbus, Georgia. We got Charleston, South Carolina. Man, all right, June, it seems like credit restoration is hot all over the country, man. People are trying to figure this thing out. Chi-Town in the building. So I'm gonna stop playing around, man. You guys know I just like to have a little bit of fun, man. But June has blessed us with his time, man. And I want to be a respecter of your time, June, as well as those who are tuned in today. Give you enough time to break down everything so it is crystal clear. So for those of you who don't know, this is one of my mentors in business. Yes, I am the financial health mentor, H. Cortez, but H. Cortez, the financial health mentor, has mentors. And I will tell you this, if your mentor does not have mentors, he probably shouldn't be your mentor. I'm just gonna say that, and I'm gonna leave that right there. I don't want to start nothing, but if your mentor doesn't have mentors, he probably shouldn't be, or she probably shouldn't be your mentor. But guys, on a serious note, I am super excited to be able to present to you this brother that I've been following and been learning from and working with for a little over 2 years now. I've been blessed to talk to him personally and do some interviews with him on some other scales. And he's known as the corporate networker because he likes to be in everything and have a little bit of knowledge of everything. But now he's taken that focus and learning a little bit about everything and laser targeted into the credit repair world. And as a result, he's the brainchild behind a revolutionary product that's going to allow you to repair your own credit with professional assistance. So it gives me a great amount of honor. I feel privileged and blessed to be able to have this brother on, and that, believe it or not, I contacted him early today and he said, man, let's get it done today. Let's just do it. Let's not wait. Let's bring this information to the people. So he's eager to bring it to you. I'm eager for him to bring it to you. And then I will come back out a little bit later and see what you guys think. We'll do a little bit of Q&A, but more importantly, give you an opportunity to get this working in your life today if you know how to recognize opportunities. So without further ado, my man, June Collier. How you doing today, brother?
I am doing better than amazing, better than amazing.
Awesome, awesome. So tell them really quickly a little bit about yourself, man, where you are, how your journey has progressed through financial education, and now why you're focused on credit. Just give us a 2-minute rundown, then I'm gonna let you take it from there, man. You can share your screen, do whatever it is you need to do, man, and just give it to them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, my name is June Collier. I'm based here out of Atlanta, Georgia, and we are just doing some exciting work as it relates to financial education and financial literacy. You know, like many people, you know, I'm in love with those folks like, you know, the Robert Kiyosaki's of the world, you know, just all of the financial gurus that are out there. I've read those books and just been tuned in for many, many, many years. And we actually had an opportunity to join a company that teaches financial literacy. And I've just been blessed to be able to become a part of the executive team with that company. And now I just released a product called Smart Money Kit. And it is a comprehensive credit repair kit where you learn how to repair your own credit. So stop paying $400, $500 to credit repair folks and learn how to fix your own credit. And more than just learning how to fix your own credit, really learning about the credit industry and the world itself. And so it is very comprehensive. We're going to get deep into it today. And I'm just so excited to be able to share that information with your audience, Cortez. So let's go ahead and get going.
Yes, sir. So it's all yours, man. I'm going to man the Facebook chat and the chat group. You do your thing, brother, and just let me know when I need to jump back in.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And we're going to jump straight into this bad boy. Here we go. And so let's see here. Let's get into a presentation mode here. So the first thing that I want to do is I really just kind of want to go through a PowerPoint presentation to sort of set up what you're going to receive with the Smart Money Kit and with that whole kit that goes along with it. And basically what you'll see here is, like, we call this the credit repair secrets. And the program that we have that does all the training is known as the 750 credit plan. So inside of Smart Money is the 750 credit plan. There are 2 other additional modules inside of Smart Money Kit, the 750 monitoring as well as income shifting. And I'll talk a little bit about that later on as we get through this. But here's what you need to understand. You know, whether bad credit is new to you or has been dragging you down for years, this really can be your year to change things around. Now, Cortez, man, I've been in that situation where life has happened to me. I've lost jobs. In fact, I got married 5 years ago, and I lost my job 2 days after I got married.
Wow.
And then the week after that, my wife lost her job. Whoa. So here we are, brand new, married, with no employment. And at that time, I wasn't really worried about it because I had money stacked off to the side. But I tell you, 6 months later and still no job, I started getting nervous. And so my credit took a hit. And so it doesn't matter who you are, your credit can take a hit. And I will tell you that my credit took a big hit because I had to make some hard choices and some hard decisions. And I went from around about a 780 down to about a 550.
Wow.
And I stuck my head in the sand, like most people. You know, you have trouble and you stick your head in the sand and you just don't know how to recover from that. But here's what I want to tell you. As long as you have the motivation, we can guide you through the process and we can get you out of that situation. It took me about a year and a half to go from a 550 back up to a 718, and things are just getting even better. So what we want to do is we want to give people we want to give them the ability to learn for themselves on how to pull themselves out of the muck and actually continue to go. So what I want to talk about, first of all, is how long does this stuff stay on your credit report? So accounts paid as agreed. That's the good stuff. The good stuff stays on your credit report 10 years. Bankruptcy, 10 years. Now, there's a caveat to that. Chapter 7 stays on your credit report 10 years. Chapter 13 stays on your credit report 7 years. Collections, judgments, late pays, paid tax liens are all 7 years, and unpaid tax liens stay on your credit report indefinitely until you actually pay that credit off. But you don't have to be tied down to a 7-year sentence. You can actually repair your credit and be on your way in less than 7 years. So we're going to talk about that just for a moment. Now, if you understand our business always talks about strategy. We are basically teaching people investment strategies. We teach them personal financial strategies, and your credit repair has a strategy. Now, if you go out and you buy credit repair from a credit repair company, typically what they're going to focus on is one thing. They're going to focus on removing negatives from your credit score. And the reality is that negatives, which is what we call payment history, counts for 35% of your credit score. And that is a huge chunk. Matter of fact, that's the largest chunk that affects your credit score. But it's not the only thing that affects your credit score. There's 65% of other things that affect your credit score. So if you only focus on the 35% and you miss out on the other 65%, you really miss out on getting your credit fixed faster and getting your score done quicker and going and having it raised faster than you do if you just focus on this 35%. Because I will tell you, as we get through this process, there's only 3 ways to remove negative items from your credit report. And some items you just won't be able to remove. That's right. Some items you're just not going to be able to remove. But no worries, because we're going to focus on not only the 35% of your payment history, but we're going to look at the other 65% of those areas that you can use to increase your score. So here's the thing that we always talk about. Knowing your credit score won't do you a whole lot of good when it comes to credit repair. What you need to know is you need to know the things that affect your credit score, and that means looking at your credit report. So that's the first thing that you want to do, is you want to go out and pull your credit report. Now, in our Smart Money Kit, we're going to show you how to go to annualcreditreport.com, how to pull that credit report, and you'll be able to access Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Those are the 3 large credit bureaus that are out there that house your credit report. You're going to want to look at each one of those bureaus because they each contain different information. You may have to challenge some of that information on those credit bureau reports, but you won't know what to challenge until you pull the credit report. Now, the Fair Credit Reporting Act gives you 1 year, a free annual credit report each year. So you get a free credit report each year through this website called annualcreditreport.com. And we cover that in our Smart Money Kit. Now, as you're actively involved in repairing your credit, you want to be able to monitor and see what is happening with your credit score. So you're typically going to need some type of credit monitoring. And a lot of times what happens is when you are paying a credit repair company, they're going to have you sign up for some type of credit monitoring company so that you can actually see the results of the work that is being done on your credit report. And so what we've done is we've also included inside of our Smart Money Kit, we've included something called 750 monitoring. And 750 monitoring basically monitors your credit report, it monitors your credit score, monitors everything that goes on with your credit. Now, here's the nice thing about the 750 credit monitoring. You can order 6 months of 750 monitoring and get credit monitoring for $23.95. That's one time. That's not per month. Now that's huge because most credit monitoring services out there are about $30 to $50 a month. You can get 12 months of monitoring for one-time payment of $34.95. So it's pretty amazing to be able to get this type of pricing on monitoring. So for less than $3 a month, you could have 12 months of monitoring for $34.95. Now, you also have the opportunity to pull credit scores and credit reports at any time. So remember, that first credit report is free, but if you need to pull a credit report later on and you need to do it within that year, you can get one credit report with scores for $4, or you can pull all 3 credit reports with 3 scores for $8. Again, a very great price. Most credit bureaus are going to charge you somewhere between $8 to $9 per credit report. So this is a fantastic cost, a fantastic price for those that are wanting to monitor their scores. And I truly believe that you should be monitoring your credit as you're working on improving it. So let's get in and let's talk about, once you pull that credit report, what are you looking for? You're looking for derogatory items that are on your credit report. And not only do you want to look for those items, but then you want to mark and rank those items that you want to dispute. So see, everything that's on your credit report is not equal. You have bankruptcy and credit inquiries. Credit inquiries have the least type of negativity on your credit report. Bankruptcies have the most. So what you want to do is you want to focus on those items that are hurting you the most. That's where you're going to see the big numbers move. And then you just move your way down. Do we want to remove inquiries? Absolutely. Inquiries will probably shave off about 5 points here or there. But we definitely want to take care of bankruptcies, foreclosures, repossessions. And the way that I have them listed here in the presentation shows you the hardest hitting ones down to the least hitting ones. Also, one of the other things that you need to know is that you want to take care of those items that are 2 years or younger, because the items that are older than 2 years, they start to have less of effect on your credit score. So the newer items that are on your credit score have the biggest impact. Now, I need you to remember all of these things, because as we start talking about strategy, you need to understand that we're going to focus on the new derogatory items that are on our credit. We're also, later on, we're going to start getting some new credit and rebuilding credit. And what that's going to do is that's going to give us some good credit on the front end of those 2 years. So remember, less than 2 years old, that's important. Any credit that you have, any negatives that you have that's less than 2 years old, that's hurting you the most. But you can also replace that with some positive credit, and that positive new credit will help you. So we want to make sure that we pay attention to those. We want to pay attention to those strategies. Now, when you dispute items on your credit report, basically there are 4 letters that you can send. Now, before I get into the letters, let me just talk about, there's only 3 ways to remove things from your credit report. The first way is if the item that's on your credit report is just absolutely wrong or incorrect. If you got something that's on your credit report that does not belong to you, that's incorrect, you need to fight that. We need to get that removed. And that can happen. That can easily happen. We all have similar names to other people. My father and I have shared the same name. And so sometimes you'll see stuff that's on your credit report that's just not yours. So you can remove negatives, or you can remove inaccurate items that's on your credit report. The second way that you can remove items on your credit report are things that have passed the expiration date. So remember, 7 years for most things. If you've got something on your credit report that's past the 7-year expiration, that item can be removed off of your credit report. And then the third way, this is the way that most people are going to have to deal with, is what I call technicalities. Technicalities. So what I mean by technicalities is that what's on your credit report and being reported on your credit report might indeed be true. It might indeed be true. And if that's the case, what we're going to do is we're going to try to get that item removed off of our credit report based on a technicality. Now, here's the technicality. There is a Fair Credit Reporting Act handbook that talks about the laws of what can be on your credit report and how the credit bureaus are supposed to handle your credit reports. And one of the things that they say is that a credit bureau is supposed to verify that this debt is indeed yours. And that verification means that they need a copy of the original signed contract that you had when you entered into agreement with that creditor. We know that 99% of the time, the credit bureaus do not have that signed agreed contract. And so what we're going to do is we're going to dispute based on a technicality. So the first dispute letter is what's known as a verification letter. And what you want to do is you just want to have the credit reporting bureau verify that this debt is yours. And so with that one letter, you'll send that letter out to the credit bureaus. And then what they normally do is they send out a electronic message to your creditors. It's on a system called eOscar, and it asks the creditors if this is indeed your credit or your derogatory item. And the creditors will typically respond back with yes. And so then 30 days later, you get a letter from the credit bureaus that say that this debt has been verified. Well, the problem with that is that they have not verified the debt according to what the law says that they're supposed to verify the debt. So then we move into the second letter, which is a letter called Method of Verification. This letter asks the credit reporting agencies to verify to send you how they verified the debt in the first place. Who did they talk to? What was the phone number? What department did they call? They're supposed to verify that. If they do not send that verification back to you, you send a third letter which says you have violated the Fair Credit Reporting Act rights that I have. And so you're asking them to remove the item because they cannot prove that they verified this particular item properly. And then the final letter that you can send is an intent to litigate, basically saying, I'm ready to take you to court because of the violation of my credit rights. And so we've got 4 letters that you send out. There's also something called a goodwill letter. A goodwill letter is used differently because this is used for people who have always paid on time, but for whatever reason, maybe you went on vacation, you forgot, you went out of town, and you missed the payment. You can send a goodwill letter to your creditor asking for forgiveness and asking them to erase that negative mark on your credit report. Now, a goodwill letter only works for people who honestly pay on time and just made a mistake. If you have not paid on time and you're habitually late, that goodwill letter is probably not going to work for you. The final letter that you have is a pay for delete. This is typically sent to collection agencies where they've bought your debt for pennies on the dollar and you just want to get this off your credit. You can send a letter to them where you agree to pay a certain amount and they agree to accept that amount, but part of that agreement states that they must delete the negative remark off your credit report. So we have all of these letters that have already been written for you. They're template letters. All you have to do is put your information in and send this off to the credit reporting bureaus. Now, one of the things that's important is you got to track all of this. So we have, you want to send your disputes via certified mail. Now, the credit bureaus have gotten slick. You can actually dispute online if you choose to. But if you choose to dispute online, you waive some of your rights, the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And so we don't want to waive any of our rights. So we want to dispute via certified mail. And you want to have a return receipt. The return receipt lets you know that the credit bureau has received your letter, and then your rights say that they have 30 days to respond. So you want to make sure that you're tracking that because you can, again, get off on the technicality that they did not respond within the 30-day period. So you want to keep track of everything that you're sending out. Now, what we just talked about is removing your negatives. That's 35%. But there's another 65% of things that you can do that affect your credit. One of the other biggest things that affect your credit is this thing called credit utilization. And basically what you want to do is you want to be able to pay down your debt so that your credit utilization is under 30%. So let me give you an example of credit utilization. Let's say that you have $10,000 of available credit. And of that $10,000 of available credit, you've maxed out $9,000 of it. You're using $9,000. So your credit utilization is 90%. Your credit score is going to take a hit because your credit utilization is so high. What we want to do is we want to get that debt down to $3,000 or less, and that's going to bring us down to 30% or less. Now, this is where we come in and we teach a strategy called income shifting, because income shifting is going to help you find some extra cash flow, and it's going to show you how to eliminate your debt using our debt elimination software inside of the Smart Money Kit. So we teach you this strategy on how to bring in more income into your home. We show you how to take that income and that cash flow, and we're going to use that cash flow to go into our debt elimination software, and we're going to snowball that debt so that we quickly get our credit utilization down below 30%. When you do that, you will immediately see a bump in your credit score. Now, credit utilization is something that you can control. We can't control whether or not they remove the negatives or not. We're going to fight that. We're going to try to get the negatives removed. But while we're fighting to get the negatives removed, we're also going to be reducing our credit utilization. We all have the power to reduce our credit utilization. So credit utilization counts for 30% of your credit score. So I want you to think about that for a moment. Credit history accounts for 35% of your credit score, your payment history. Credit utilization accounts for 30%. So it is almost as powerful as getting things removed off of your credit. Now, this is where the credit repair companies don't have this system set up, because all they focus on is that 35%. We're going to focus on that 35%. Now we're going to focus on this 30% to reduce our credit so that we can have our credit utilization down below 30%. And we've got debt elimination software to do that. The next thing, going backwards. The next thing is when you take care of these negatives on your credit report, they're only going to get you so far. So what we want to do is we want to continue on that chart to do other things that impact our credit score. So how do we do that? We can add new credit to our credit score, or our credit report. So remember, I told you that the credit report is really looking at the last 2 years of things that you've done. So if you got negatives within the last 2 years, you want to get rid of those, but you also want to put some new credit in there within the last 2 years. And so oftentimes people will say, well, how do I get credit if my credit is already bad? And so we talk about how to rebuild credit. There's things like secure credit cards, secured installment loans. We've got a company that's listed in our Smart Money Kit that will actually show you where you can go. There's a company that will actually take $500, put it into a CD, freeze the CD, and then you pay $25 a month on it until you've paid the $500. They will then unfreeze the CD, give you the $500, and they will have reported your credit over that period of time. So that's an easier loan to get because the bank is not risking any money, because the money is already in the bank's hand. They have frozen the account. You can't touch it. You can't pull it out until you actually pay on it. So that's a rebuilder program that allows you to rebuild your credit. And then authorized user. If you know someone that has a credit card, that has been paying on that credit card, never been late on that credit card, has long history, what you can do is you can ask that person to list yourself as an authorized user. They don't have to give you the credit card. You don't have to use the credit card. All you want to do is you want to be listed on that credit card as an authorized user. And then what happens is you basically get their credit from that credit card. So you assume the credit history from that credit card. So if it's a credit card that this person has had for 20 years, now you've got 20 years of credit history, on-time payment on that particular credit card. And an authorized user is really great. We see a lot of families that use this. We see parents that use this with their children. You want to check your credit mixture. Here's what credit mixture is all about. You can't have just one type of debt or loan. You got revolving debt and you have installment debt. And so what your credit report says is that you should have a mixture. You should have some revolving debt and some installment debt. So what that basically means is you should have some credit cards. You should have maybe a car loan, a mortgage, or something like that, an installment debt, so that the credit bureaus can see that you can handle all different types of debt. And then the final thing is challenging some of these hard inquiries. Now remember, the hard inquiries, they're only about 5 points that really, shave off on your credit report, but 5 points is 5 points. And so what hard inquiries are is when you actually go out and apply for credit, the credit bureaus or the creditor that you apply for that credit from will do an inquiry on your credit report, and that shows up. And so if you have a lot of inquiries in a short period of time, it can really, really damage your credit. And so what we do is we have letters that help you remove these inquiries from your credit report. All right. So once you start this process, the key is just to be patient and just stick with the process. Don't give up, because the first letter that you send, you might get 1 or 2 items removed, but maybe not all the items removed. So you're going to have to go through that process, and you may have to go through all 4 letters, but go through the process, exhaust the process all the way through. Now, if you have some things on your credit that you know are not yours, and you're still struggling to get those things off, you might want to seek the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. You might also want to contact a credit attorney, okay? If you've got some items that's on your credit report, you know that they're on your credit report, what we try to do is get off on a technicality, and sometimes we just can't get off on that technicality. Then, we just keep moving on, and we start rebuilding our credit and start fixing our credit from that end of having more good credit on the front end. And so those are things that you want to take a look at. So here's the final summation of what we have talked about. You want to rebuild your credit while you're disputing the derogatory items. So the dispute process typically takes anywhere from 3 to 4 to 5 months, because you're going back and forth. You're sending letter 1, you got to wait 30 days. That comes back, you send letter 2, you got to wait 15 days on letter 2. That comes back, you got to send letter 3. So you could be in this process 3 to 4 months of disputing and trying to get the negative items off your credit report. So while you're doing that, you also want to be rebuilding your credit on the front end as well. So note that you may not remove all of the negatives. And see, some people get so fixated on trying to remove the negatives that it's not worth it. Make sure that you are utilizing all of the strategies, not just one of the strategies, which is just removing the negatives. Also, you got to start good habits. Pay your current debts on time. Your credit will improve over time, and just keep monitoring your credit. Here's what I will tell you. A person that starts working on their credit today, a year from now, they will see a significant improvement on their credit. I promise you that. They'll see a significant improvement on their credit a year from now. So what I want to do right now, Cortez, is I'm going to come out of this presentation, and I want to actually show the people the actual Smart Money Kit. I'm going to run through that very, very quickly so they can see that. The Smart Money Kit is a kit that offers 3 things here. We offer the 750 credit plan. The 750 credit plan is basically our do-it-yourself credit repair training. Then we have the 750 monitoring. That's where you monitor your credit. And then we have our income shifting strategy that shows you how to reduce your debt, do a debt elimination. And so we've got some tools there. I'm going to go inside of the 750 credit plans so that you can actually get a chance to see what it is. Inside of the 750 credit plan, there are 10 modules that are here, and each module will cover some aspect of credit repair. And I got to tell you, I've been very thorough with this thing. If you go through this thing, you probably will know enough about credit where you could actually start your own credit repair agency. And I'm sure I've got some people that have actually gone through it and can testify of how thorough this is. So we've got the introduction to the 750 credit plan. We'll just click in through this, and this is going to take us to the first lesson plan. We've got this thing laid out really, really nice, where there's a progress bar. It shows you what your progress is within the system. It also has a time. This 12 minutes and 57 seconds is how long the videos are on this particular module. And so you'll see that there's a video here. There's some downloads that go with the video. I've got the Fair Credit Reporting Act. You really need to download that because that's the law. That's the credit reporting law. You need to know what the law is. You need to know what the credit bureaus can and cannot do. How credit scores are calculated. We talk about how the credit scores are calculated. Remember, there are 5 components to your credit scores: payment history, credit utilization, length of credit, new credit, and credit mix. And then I've got some information where you can download some information here as well. Credit scoring brochures, but I got to tell you, one of my favorite is this one, Understanding FICO Scores. There are 7 different FICO scores out there. So everybody thinks that, you wonder why credit is so confusing. There's 7 different FICO scores. So if you apply for a mortgage, the score that you apply for a mortgage with might be dramatically different than the score that you apply for a car loan with. Because those 2 scores, even though they may be FICO scores, they're 2 totally different FICO scores. So understanding FICO scores, this really talks to you about the FICO scores and what's going on. When you get down to the bottom of a lesson, you can go to the next lesson just by clicking on the button. Again, we are charting our progress and we go through our lessons. There's more downloads that are available to you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to module number 5. And module number 5 is where we talk about how to remove negative payment history. Here's the nice thing about module number 5. Once you go through that video, you'll see that there's some letters here. I have these letters that are called 609 dispute letters. Basically what a 609 letter is, it's called 609 because when you look at the Fair Credit Reporting Act, in section 609, it says that the credit bureau has to verify your debt. And so the 609 letters are used to dispute the section 609 part of the law in the Fair Credit Bureau or in the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And so if you click on this letter here, I'm just going to open this up real quick for everyone to see. We made it very, very easy. I give you some instructions on how to dispute. And then below that, we have letters. And all you do is you replace the red, the highlighted red with your own information. We've got the letters. You put in your creditors with the account numbers that you're disputing. And you sign it, you get it notarized, and you send that letter off. If that letter doesn't work, you got dispute letter number 2, and we do the same thing. Dispute number 2 is a different letter, and you go through that letter, and you go through that. You go through dispute number 3. So we've got all of the letters there for you so that you can address getting your credit fixed. Now, we also have how to remove IRS tax liens from your credit report. So the IRS has a special program. If you pay your tax lien, you can now remove that off of your credit report. You don't have to wait 7 years. So we teach you the process of how to do that. If you've got some medical collections, there's something really easy on removing medical collections. And it's basically based on the HIPAA laws. With the HIPAA laws, they can't know about your medical history. You only are allowed to share and it's not that you're only allowed, but that you have to sign to have your history released, your medical history released. And so there's sort of a backdoor approach of removing medical collections. And so we've got that there. And so goodwill letters, we got copies of goodwill letters that you can download. Pay for delete letters, we've got pay for delete letters that you can actually download, the whole gamut. And then once we get to actually lowering your credit utilization, we talk about reducing your credit card debt via income shifting. I'm going to go over here to the income shifting module so that you'll see it just for a moment. We teach people how to find additional cash flow in their household using something called the W-4 adjustment. We teach you how to adjust your W-4, and then we teach you how to minimize expenses. We've got a calculator here for minimizing expenses, and we also have a debt elimination tool. So you enter all of your debt, and you enter your snowball money that you have available, and it shows you how to quickly eliminate your debt, which lowers your credit utilization. All right, so that's important and that's key. Again, this is a very, very thorough product. The difference between what this product is and from just going to a credit repair company is they're going to try to remove negatives from your credit report, and they probably will remove some negatives using the same strategies that we use to remove those negatives. But what they don't do is they don't focus on credit utilization, which is worth 30% of your credit score, and they don't show you how to do those types of things. They also don't show you how to go out and get new credit, to build new credit on top of the bad credit that you have, so that you can eventually sort of push that bad credit off to the side, and now you have new credit where you've been very responsible with. And so this is really, really key. We spent a lot of time making sure that all of the information was thorough within the Smart Money Kit. We use all of the laws so you can be assured that we're using the Fair Credit Reporting Act and all of the laws that go along with the letters that you see. So we've got all of that done for you. I mean, this is probably one of the most thorough credit do-it-yourself repair type of trainings that you'll ever come across. It's about 2 hours and 15 minutes worth of video. And again, once you're done with this training, you are going to be able to go out and fix and repair your credit. And I guarantee you, within a year, you will see a significant improvement within your credit. So this tool will sell out to the general public for $99. We've got probably another week or two before we actually release this out to the general public. I'm going to let Cortez come back on and tell you how you can get it now. If you are an associate within the organization that offers this, you can actually have this credit repair right now. And the price is pretty good for you to become an associate and be able to not only have it to fix your own credit, but then you can position yourself to be able to sell it to other people as well. And so the commission on this will be $50 if you sell it. So if you become a member of the company, you can pay for your membership by selling this and fixing your own credit at the same time. So what I'm going to do at this point, Cortez, I know I've been on for about 30 minutes now. What I want to do is I want to release this back over to you. And if there are any questions, I'll stay online to answer any questions. So Cortez, I'm going to give it back over to you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey, Jim, you said you was going in, bro, and you went all the way in. Give me some thumbs up, some likes and stuff if you heard something worth hearing on Facebook, man. Give us some interaction, man. Let me see what's going on, man. I need to know that you guys got value from this. That's what I need to know. I need to know that you guys got value. I don't see any thumbs up on Facebook. I'm a little disappointed. Come on, guys. This is super, super phenomenal, June. And you said, you mentioned a mouthful there. So basically, I'm going to let you know how you can get your hands on it now, and then we'll do Q&A and what will it cost you to get your hands on it now. As you said, this will roll out to the general public. I don't know if you are a good evaluator of opportunities, but if you are in the slightest bit ambitious at all, you have to know that this is an opportunity of a lifetime. And like my man Eric Thomas says, an opportunity of a lifetime don't mean nothing unless you take advantage of the lifetime of the opportunity. So guys, this is serious business. How do you get your hands on this product right now? It is simple. You partner with us in a company called MyEcon. MyEcon is a personal financial success company. It is a company that is built on building your personal finances and taking you to the next level. In addition to the Smart Money Kit, when you partner with MyEcon, you literally have your own financial education franchise that includes the Smart Money Kit. June said you can retail this Smart Money Kit $99 and you will earn a $50 commission each time. But you also, as part of MyEcon and an affiliate or an associate with MyEcon, also get to retail our financial success membership, which can get you $25, $50, and $1,000 commissions. So if you understand anything about evaluating an opportunity, you can partner with us in My Econ for just $200, $199.95 to be exact. And then the monthly membership for you to have your licenses to monetize the financial success membership and the smart money kit is $34.95 per month. So let's just break that down. First and foremost, with our W4 strategy, 80% of you will be able to increase your take-home pay $200 to $500 per month. Can you say, put in 200, get 200 to 500 back, so that it's at least your initial investment and some. Now, what about the other 20%? H. Cortez, I'm like your wife. My wife had all of her exemptions maxed out. She was solid. We got 5 sons, so she just filled it out right. Me, on the other hand, I filled it out wrong. And I was overpaying $275, $270 a month. But what about the 20% who can't get an increase in the adjustment? Did you hear anything the man just said? You can retail this product that everybody wants. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the industry. The financial services industry is $4 trillion a year industry. If I gave you $1 million per hour, every day, 24/7, it would take me 500 plus years to give you $4 trillion. That's how big the industry is. Credit restoration in this industry, depending on who you ask, is between $5 and $10 billion piece of that. How much of that do you need for you and your family to be okay? For that 20% who cannot make an adjustment to their W-4 and bring anything back to the household, then simply retail 4 smart money kits and you get your $200 back. Everybody on this stream, type on Facebook if you know 4 people that need to get their credit restored, that will spend that will spend $99 now to get their credit restored. If you know 4 people that will get their credit restored, that gets you your initial investment back. And I know some of you guys have commitment issues, so you see that $35 a month as a commitment. Come on, $1.17 a day ain't no commitment, man. Stop it, right? But for those of you who see that as a commitment, 1 smart money kit sale per month takes care of that $35 per month commitment. And here's a super cool thing about what we do. We've got all of the tools that you need to build this franchise. We've got all of the education you need to build this franchise. We've got all of the branding, the marketing, the strategies, not just for you to personally build wealth, but we also have the strategies for you to build a successful financial education franchise. $200 to get you started, $35 per month. I'm going to say this, and then I will open up for questions. All wealthy people have at least these 5 things in common. What are they? Number 1, they all have multiple streams of income. How many of you guys agree that without knowing a whole lot about My Econ, I just talked about some of the ways you can have multiple streams of income, right? All wealthy people have passive income in their life. That means they have income coming in that requires little to no physical output from them, right? I just talked about you being able to partner with us and leverage our education, our tools, little input from you, and you can get passive income. All wealthy people have some form of residual income in their life. Guys, everything that we do to help you build a business income is based on a residual income structure. So yes, we have residual income. All wealthy people also manage or own business systems. Guys, a financial education franchise is a business system that allows you to leverage the expertise of someone like Mr. June Collier. All of them have business systems, right? And number 5, the 5th and most important, all wealthy people have mentors in their life. Guys, we are mentored by mentors who are being mentored by 7 and 8 figures, soon to be 9-figure and 10-figure people, guys. So you have the mentorship, you have the business system, you have passive and residual income, and you have a variety of ways to create multiple streams of income, all for just $200 to start, $35 per month. So all you have to do is get back with the person who invited you out here, let them know that you want to be a part of this incredible system, and we will help you do just that. So if you got questions, type your questions in the chat if you're on the actual webinar. If you got questions on Facebook, we'll take a 5-minute Q&A session. We're on a little bit of a delay for Facebook, June, so I'll give them 5 minutes to type your questions, and then we will pose those questions to Mr. Collier. He will answer them for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to let you go so you can get back with the person who invited you, and they can tell you how to get started, right? So let's see. Any questions out there in Facebook land? Awesome business in a box for pennies on the dollar. Exactly right. Let's see. Anybody else? Anybody else? Let's see. Let me do it this way on my phone. I might be able to get to the comments a little quicker on my phone if I check out the stream here. So give me a second and let me get to the comments. Get your questions ready, man. We got 5 minutes for the brilliance of Mr. June. We're not going to monopolize all of his time, but if you got questions, let's get these questions answered and asked. Let's see, what do we got? What do we have? I met a guy yesterday who just paid $800 last week for a credit fix. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that people are doing. $800 for a credit fix, right? Can I get only the credit system only? John Davis says, Mr. Collier, can he only get the credit system?
Absolutely. So he can't get the credit system just yet today, but in the next week and a half, 2 weeks, he will be able to reach out and pay $99, and he will have access to just the credit system, the Smart Money Kit, and be able to access that. He'll need to get on the waiting list of whoever invited him to this stream, and that person will give him access to the credit Smart Money Kit as soon as it is available to the general public.
Awesome. Stephen Allen says, hey, he knows that we have free and discount legal services as part of your financial success membership with My Econ. You think we can get some good help if we need to go beyond what we do and get some legal assistance for credit disputes?
Absolutely. So we do offer free discounted legal services, and I'm glad that he brought that up because, again, there may become a point in time where you need to get a credit attorney to really go further than just the dispute letters that we've used. And with our free and discounted legal services, you can find a discounted legal attorney that will help you with your credit and have them use that person to help you with this credit repair. So yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. So yes, free or discounted based on being a part of the My Econ community. Guys, we have over 70,000 people in this community. So best believe when we have an opportunity to approach business entities about products and services that we're going to offer to our community, 70,000 people is good leverage, guys, and it's growing daily. So understand that. Anybody else got any questions? We got 2 more minutes of Q&A. I'm on the Facebook stream. I don't see any questions on the actual webinar platform. Anybody else got questions? So let me know. Let me know if you got questions in the stream. But that was an amazing presentation, Joan. Again, thank you for coming out, sharing that with us. A lot of people have been asking me who are part of Project 1000 saying, yes, we need credit restoration. Yes, we need a product that we can sell that people don't want to join the team can actually still do business with us. And this serves more than one of those needs. So talk about, let's give them your testimony. Even before this Smart Money Kit came to be, you partner with My Econ, and what has been your experience since that partnership began?
You know, my financial life has changed since being a part of My Econ. You know, I came in and I adjusted my W-4 just like we teach in the Smart Money Kit. I got some extra cash that came back to my household on a monthly basis, and I didn't do anything outside of the norm. I just went to work as I always did. I got some extra cash that came in, and then I took that extra cash and I applied the next strategy, which was eliminating debt. I can tell you that today, with the exception of my home, I am debt-free. My credit score has jumped up through the roof, because of that. I have no debt. So, credit utilization for me is zero, which is sweet. So that has been great. And then I've been able to really learn more about personal finances and begin to share that with family, friends, associates. Because, Cortez, when I was coming up, money didn't come with instructions.
Right.
And the way that you learned about money is you learned it from your family. And if they didn't know anything about money, they passed on those same bad habits to you. And so here at my econ, we've had the pleasure to be around multimillionaires who know how money works and who have the instruction book to money. And so now I'm applying the strategies to money, and now I'm watching my money work for me. I got money in the stock market. I've got investments. I've got emergency funds. I've got all of the things that I need to be very secure in my personal finances. Wow. And it has changed my life for the best.
Awesome. So that was before the Smart Money Kit. See, my econ is a personal financial success company, and it taught him how to deal with his personal finances. And the same thing we will teach you. Now we've added another piece, which is the Smart Money Kit, so you can understand how credit affects your ability to build wealth. Mr. June, I want to thank you once again. I don't think we have any more questions. Juanita Williams, yes, you will be able to see this replay in its entirety on my stream, and I will make sure that you get the replay directly in your inbox as well. As soon as it goes off, it's about an hour long, so Facebook might take about 10 minutes to get the replay available. But yes, you can watch the entire presentation from start to finish right here on this very same stream. All right, good deal, good deal. So yes, June, you have the plan. John Davis said you have the plan. Yes, you're welcome, Juanita. So with that, June, I'm gonna let you get back to your day, man, your debt-free day, right? So you can continue to put the rest of this stuff together for us so we can roll it out to the general public. But guys, last thing I wanna say is, I told you at the beginning, and some of you guys came on late, in order to be successful in business, usually you want to be one of three things. You want to be the first, you want to be the best, you want to be the only. Right now, if you partner with my econ, you're the first to get your hands on the Smart Money Kit. You can start seeing a boost in your credit, and by the time it's available to be rolled out to the general public, you will have a testimony of how the system works, and you would have no problem retailing this product at $99. The average credit repair company is charging $99 just to start talking to you. We're giving you the plan for $99, period. We just had a testimony. Somebody paid $800 just last week for credit repair, and I guarantee you all they did was remove the negatives. They didn't talk about the positive. They didn't talk about credit utilization. They didn't talk about credit mix. They didn't help them find extra money to pay off some of those bills. None of that. All they did was probably raked over with a wide tooth comb and helped them remove some negatives. But your credit score is more than that. Question, does 2 years overrule the order of the debt reduction? Does 2 years overrule? It says, does 2 years overrule the order of the debt reduction? So I'm thinking she's saying the order of that you're reducing your debt. Are you looking at the
right.
2 years? How long it's been on the actual plan? If you're going to start paying some stuff off, I'm thinking that's what she's getting at.
Yeah. So what I said was, when you look at your credit report, the things in your credit report that's affecting you the most are the items that are within the last 2 years. Those items are affecting you the most because they're brand new, they're fresh, and they show who you are today. So if you've got let's just say you've got a late payment, but that was 5-6 years ago. That late payment is not affecting you as much because that was 5 or 6 years ago as a late payment that you have on your credit report 6 months ago. So the credit bureaus are looking at what you have done lately in the last 2 years. So that's why you want to start getting new credit and start handling your credit properly, because they're going to be looking at who are you today. All of us can agree that we've made some mistakes 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and we've learned from that, and we're no longer those people. And so your credit scores reflect that as well. The older your negatives are, the less impact it has.
Right, right. Good deal. My man Nate Garrett here, I know he's in St. Louis with me. He says 10 people gives me $500. Everybody knows 10 people that needs credit restoration right now. But here's the deal. If you don't become a part of my econ, you can know 500 people that needs credit restoration right now. You're not going to make a penny. You have to make a decision to get down with the team, right? And we're not only going to teach you how to get on the right side of that equation where you can make some money from retailing this product. We teach you how to get on the right side of capitalism as a whole, how to get right on the right side of interest as a whole. See, there's nothing wrong with capitalism. It's just you're on the wrong side of it. You're on the buying side and not on the producer side. There's nothing wrong with interest. It's just you're on the side where you're paying compound interest instead of earning compound interest on your investments. We will teach you how to get on the right side of all of that stuff. So with that, guys, if you got more questions, I will answer them in the chat myself, or I will forward them to June if you stump me with a question. But I'm going to release this man and give him back his time so that he can do what he needs to do so we can get ready for the retail version of it that's coming out. But get back with the person who invited you out. Let them know that you are one of three people. A number 3 says, man, I ain't messing with y'all in no capacity. A number 2 says, I want to mess with y'all, but I only want the credit piece. Or I want the financial success membership, but I'm not trying to build no team. I'm not trying to sell credit restoration to nobody else. I just want to build wealth myself. The person who you talk to and let them know you're number 2, they will put you on that plan. A number 1 says, I'm like H. Cortez, man. I got to fix my own issues, but I also want to help everybody in the community fix theirs. Earn some of those $1,000 commissions, earn some of those $50 commissions from selling the credit restoration, the Credit Smart Kit, and start building a family empire based on my own financial education franchise. If that's you, get back with the person who invited you, or type a number 1 or a number 2 in the chat, and the person who invited you will get back in touch with you right away. Get you started today on the road to fixing your credit and building wealth in general. So with that, I'm your man, H. Cortez, financial health mentor to the working class. Until I talk to you guys next time, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. Peace out, people.